Hey guys, so in this video I really wanted to be talking about, well, I'm not really talking in this video, I'm just kind of going to be putting in little like snippets or clips of what this year has been like for me with having multiple sclerosis. And why I'm doing this is because it's May 30th today. May 30th is a day I'm always going to remember, not only because it's World MS Day, but it's also the day I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2017. I kind of just wanted to be putting in some clips of the videos I've been filming over the course of a year since last May, so May 30th of 2020. And all the videos I filmed, I'm going to be taking it out, like some of the, I guess, highlights of the videos and putting it into one video. I know I said I've had multiple sclerosis for 4 years now, since May 30th of 2017. But I just wanted to be highlighting what this past year has been like for me with having multiple sclerosis. And I thought it'd be interesting to kind of take out some of the highlights from each of my videos and put it into one video in this video, and I thought it'd be interesting. So before I even begin this video and show you guys these little clips I try to put together, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and for now, I hope you guys enjoy this video. May 31st of 2017, I've been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. There was this one comment that I got from someone who was talking about exercising and how, you know, he was young and blah, 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 blah. And at one point he was like, you know, I'm able to exercise because I'm young, I have a healthy brain, and you don't. And I was just like, guys, I was so speechless. I was just like, why would you say that to someone? People tend to judge you for not being a part of the social norm of not having to wear an adult diaper. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? And it's like, I do find that for me personally, I just feel like I don't fit into the social norm because I wear adult diapers and not a lot of people do that. Or if they do, they just don't talk about it. And these judgments were obviously from society. Why didn't you go to the bathroom before we even left? And it's like, do you know how an overactive bladder works? Like, our bladders literally don't pertain to a schedule. Ugh. Like, sometimes I just lose words when people ask me this question because I get so frustrated. Like, I always try to hold my tongue, but in my head I'm thinking, I don't understand. People who don't have an OAB, they can go to the bathroom based on a schedule, right? We can't do that. It just comes when it wants to come, and it's like we have to deal with it. So it's really annoying when people make these judgments that it's like, why can't you hold in your bladder, or why are you even wearing adult diapers? Well, if I wasn't wearing an adult diaper, I'd be wetting myself, and if I wet myself, I'd get judged for that too. So what exactly do I have to do to fit into the social norms? Just take a look at this picture, because this is the picture that's above every single accessible seat in the train that's the closest to the door, and just tell me what's wrong with this image. So if you're not one of the 4 people, you better not be sitting on the train, is basically what that little label is saying. But what happens when your disability is invisible? Does that mean that you can't sit on the train? Like, where is my image on that thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a cane, I don't have a wheelchair, I'm not pregnant, nor do I have a guide dog. 96% of disabilities are invisible. So it's like, if the vast majority of disabilities are invisible, why isn't that invisible disability in that picture? Because people can't see it. A lot of the times I do feel like I need to use a mobility device like a cane for people to know that I need a seat. But why is it that the world works that way? I was basically saying how annoying it was for me to not be allowed to sit on these accessible seats, given that my invisible disabilities doesn't fall under those 4 pictures that you guys just saw, right? And I was telling her that, and she was telling me how I can actually wear like a button or something like that, or a badge, of that people basically know that you need a seat, that you have a disability, and that you need to sit down. And when she actually told me this, I was actually pretty surprised because I didn't honestly know of that. But then I was like, wow, might as well get a tattoo on my forehead that says disabled person needs a seat, because that's what it feels like right now. Being in an MRI just makes me feel like I'm under my rock, where I just don't have to listen to anyone speak or just listen to anyone in general. And it's like sometimes it's just like really nice where it's like you don't have to process what they're even saying, because when you're having to process what they're saying, you're not really listening to half of the things that they're saying, and then you start freaking out, and then they get annoyed with you for not listening, and then it's like game over. It's just a lot easier to be under my rock, which just happens to be the MRI. Guys, I get it. The amount of tears that an overactive bladder has brought me, you know, prior to discovering adult diapers and always just wetting my pants and wetting my clothes, it was so horrible. And guys, I just hope you know that you're just not alone. Quite a few of you guys have messaged me on Instagram too, talking about your overactive bladder and wearing adult diapers. So I know you guys are out there, but no one's going to talk about it openly. So you know what? I will keep advocating for those who wear adult diapers just like me, just to continue on with their goddamn day. It's so difficult prior to going vegan because I had the idea of going vegan, but I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't really know anyone who was vegan. But also, when I would bring it up to people who weren't vegan, they would just try to like talk me out of it and tell me how stupid I was, because being vegan meant that I wasn't going to be eating anything. This was just difficult for me because this was a decision I had to make for myself of going vegan, because doctors weren't going to talk to you about it. I remember when I first mentioned it to my doctor, it was like he shunned me out of the idea of even going vegan with my multiple sclerosis, because he felt like I was going to be doing terrible. Just for me, I just felt like going vegan was my way to make sense of everything, because no one was giving me answers. I've already come to accept that early on. Like, I know there's been people who have said that veganism hasn't been helping them, which was fine. But with me, I wanted to study myself. I didn't want to study other people and how they felt. I wanted to study the way my body was reacting, and my body's doing pretty good with eating vegan, so I'm going to keep it at that. You would think that your memory would only get worse as you get older, right? Like when you're like 70, 80, or 90 years old. But yeah, with me it's not like that, and my memory's already getting kind of bad, and I'm only 23 right now, right? And yeah, it's just with me, I just forget about what you're even talking about in the middle of you talking. So this is just a heads up. If you are ever talking to me for more than like a minute straight, I'm just gonna do one of the following. So the first one being, I will pretend to listen, and I'm really good at this because usually when people talk to me and I know I'm not listening, I'll be thinking about food in my head, but I'll just be giving you eye contact because that's all I really need to do, because no one's really going to ask me if I'm processing what they're even saying, because normal people process what other people say, but with people like me and people who have MS, we don't process things as fast as other people, and it's like, yeah. But the only thing that screws me over is if you ask me, oh, so did what I say make sense? That's what screws me over, because then I'm just like, what do I say now? Because I wasn't listening. So like if I say yes, they're gonna be like, oh, tell me what you think about what I just said. And then I'm just like, oh crap, how do I tell this person that I really wasn't listening? Because they're not gonna understand, because I was giving them eye contact, but I was thinking about food in my head. And yeah. It's like, I worked 6 years in university for what? I don't want to do this anymore. To have someone make you feel like you're not qualified enough to be a teacher just because you can't walk here and there, as opposed to that able-bodied person, well, yeah, that's exactly how I felt after talking to no one other than my accommodation facilitator at the university I'm at for Teachers College. And quote unquote, do you know what she literally says to me? You're going to want to reevaluate using a walker if you want to be a teacher. So basically, I don't get accommodations for my practicum because my disability is invisible. But if I use a walker, it's just not going to be invisible anymore. So yeah, Pri, you should use a walker for your practicum so people will understand you. The problem with this was the fact that with her tone of voice of talking to me on Zoom, literally implied to me that teachers would be better off being teachers if they were able-bodied as opposed to someone who wasn't, so someone like me, and that's nothing but ableism right there. So that's pretty much it to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, it was just recaps of the other videos I filmed and the highlights of what this year has been like for me. with having multiple sclerosis. Let me know in the comments below if you guys can relate to any of the things that I just kind of brought up in this video. Or if you've been watching my videos from time now and you can relate to some of the things I talk about, let me know in the comments below because I'd honestly love to hear from you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and check out my blog. I'll post links down below as always. And I'll see you guys in my next video that will be up for Thursday. And yeah, so bye guys.